What's up, peeps? It's me, your boy, MC. Of course, I can't do what I want to do, which is control the volume correctly. I just cut it off like a ding-dong. But anyways, peeps! Welcome back. Lego Therapy. We are live-ish in the Lego Lounge. Peeps, it is time for the full review on the FunWhole Factory House of Music build. Set number 9068. Peeps, there's so much to say. That's why I'm skipping the big intro, and I'm not going to do a dad joke of the day. There's so much to go over with this set. I really want to get into it. If you guys watched all the episodes, it was like 8 or 9. I can't even remember at this point, but go check them out, starting with episode 1. If you didn't watch them already, but a lot of this stuff I've kind of already covered. But I really want to get into it, break it down, give my full opinion on the whole thing. Again, if you watch the whole thing, you probably already know how I feel about it. But this is my first ever FunWhole set. As I talked about in the previous episodes, FunWhole is a alternate brick company. It's not Lego, obviously, but every FunWhole set, and by the way, FunWhole is rebranding, as it turns out. I want to go ahead and put this to the side. But, before I do though, look how fantastic this box is. Like, look at the box art. It is so good. There's, it's just generic stuff, but other modulars on the back that FunWhole has. In general, this whole box looks really cool. I love the way it looks. The background is neat. And this whole series, this is called Street Fusion, is one of their lines, one of their themes with FunWhole. And it's just, they're all really fun. But as I was saying, FunWhole as a company don't just do bricks, they do lighted bricks. And so they are rebranding to a new name. Is going to be Lumi Bricks or Luma Bricks. I'm not sure how they are going to pronounce it, but they're still sticking with this orange look. And I know all of this, by the way, I never even heard of FunWhole until I started watching Mark Builds Bricks. So go check out his channel, show him some love and support. He's closing in on that 1,000 subscriber mark, so let's help him get there. But like I said, I learned all of this. I learned about FunWhole. I learned about this rebranding, all this stuff from Mark Builds Bricks. And I'm very excited that this was the first FunWhole set I built, and maybe the last FunWhole set I build, and the next one might be Luma Bricks. We'll see how things go. But definitely had a good time. So let's just jump into it. We're gonna run the Formania Bricks super proprietary, ultra precise Lego review system. Boom. Thank you guys for Mania Bricks for coming up with this system. It's so good, really, honestly. When you really listen to the categories and what it entails, it all kind of encompasses everything that you care about with each of your Lego sets, brick built sets, whatever. So, category 1 is appearance. Does it look like what it's supposed to look like? Is it just a box, or is it, a lot of details, colors, all of that stuff? I mean, it kind of speaks for itself, the appearance. So, kind of already showed you guys the box. These are the manuals. All right, and we can go ahead and pull up this camera too, just to give you guys a good look. Manuals look pretty awesome as well. When you get into the first manual, the second and third manual are just builds. There's no real extra stuff in here, but first manual does have like the inspiration for the build, about FunWhole, some concept art going on in here, just some more fun pictures of the actual build, all the stuff that's included essentially. And then there's this whole section about safety precautions when it comes to your lighting kits, and how to test them out and make sure they all work. Their own version of the brick separator and how that works. Your included tweezers and all that good stuff. And then you jump into your build. Again, a little bit more on the lighting kits. Just going through, testing out each of the lighting kits. This is the first odd thing. Not that it looks bad, but it just kind of included this up at the front half, and I just assumed this was generic for the build process, but it's not. This is essentially step one, even though you really don't get into step one until this page. But how to assemble your minifigs. So they're not crazy, but they are different, but we'll talk about that later. And then you get into your actual build. Now, I will talk more on the manual a little bit later when we get into build experience, but I will say, when you're talking about appearance anyway, I'll save that for build experience. That more falls under build experience. So let me move these bad boys out of the way. All right, boom. So here is the set, guys, and this thing looks amazing. First of all, it's called Factory House of Music. Obviously, you got your big sign up here. It says it's a club, right? So does it look appropriate? Does it look like a factory? First of all, yes. I mean, if I saw this building sitting on a corner, is it a big factory? No. But if I saw this building sitting on a corner, especially where I grew up, places like this were pretty common. You saw them kind of a little all over the place. You got your big smokestacks going on here on the sides. Oops. There's all these, I don't even know, tanks or whatever that I guess chemicals or something would be in. They've got these little turning knobs. They've decorated the whole place. Obviously, they got the club sign, little microphone up here. All printed pieces, by the way. Guys, I can't tell you how much I love the printed pieces. Everything in here is printed. There is zero stickers. Okay, that to me is amazing. But you got your front end that opens up, and I will get a close-up shot later. But front end opens up. You got your dance floor here, right? Your little minifigs are all in there dancing around. Let's see. Over here on the side opens up. Oops, I knocked off the trash can. You can see into the side. Again, that view. All the dance floor over there. Oops, little paint roller got away. We can pop this sign off. And you can take the entire roof off and look down into there. You got your DJ booth up here at the top. Let me pull up the split screen. Right, so let's see where we are. Got our little DJ booth up in here. Again, I will get a close-up of all this. Your whole lighting rig. Up underneath here is the band, the little band stage. They've got their own little turntables. If you can see it, I doubt you can see it from this angle. In the back, I guess we'll just go ahead and reveal this now. Again, if you haven't seen the whole build, this is a little bit of a surprise, but back wall actually slides out. There's this awesome piece of artwork. Again, all printed, right? And then we'll talk about this more when we get to playability and functions. But there's something else that this does. And then this back wall actually opens up. So you can actually see into the back of this entire set. You can see the little DJ booth. Again, everything is printed pieces. You got little turntables, all the little buttons, the little screen, the drum set. Even the drum set bass drum here has a printed face on it, just like a normal bass drum would have. A lot of drum companies or bands like to print their logo on it or whatever. That just looks great to me. Little lighting rigs. Again, this is a lit set. Everything about this set is lit, and so it's all lit up everywhere, all the important areas. Man, there's so much going on. The floor. I mean, look at the floor. Some of the tiles don't actually move, but some of them do. Oh, you know what? Why didn't we light this up? What am I thinking? Boom! Look at that. The floor tiles all light up. You got some of them that move, some of them that don't. You got your greens, oranges, blues in there. They all look really fantastic. I mean, there's so much color in this set. I know that the main color is kind of this brown and black, but all throughout it, all the graffiti, even this sidewall here, you can see has this big painted mural on it, right? All printed pieces, all the windows. Some of the windows actually open up, which is super cool. And they're all painted on. The roof, going back to the roof has printed paint splats. There's so much great detail going on the side stack. There's some more printing over here. I can't say enough. It looks amazing. There's even a manhole cover over here. That's painted on. I mean, everything looks really, really, really good. The only thing, when I'm talking appearance, just appearance, oh, of course we're gonna stick. What am I catching on? The only thing that I could knock when it comes to appearance, and this is a very minor knock, by the way. I don't know what we're catching on. Oh, I know what we're catching on. We're catching on the door. You gotta close the door before you close or slide the thing back in, otherwise they seem to go too far. So the only thing I can kind of knock, if you will, and it's very minor. All right, I'm gonna slide this wall back in here so that I can turn this whole thing around and show you. Well, you can even see it right here a little bit, is the wires. So let's see, can you see this over here? No, you can't. Right, so some of the wires are managed better than others, right? Like this one sort of irritates me because it's right in line with this little clip down here. I don't know how well it can be seen. There's a little clip that clips in on the other side of the building, which keeps this door closed, right? Or this wall, really, it's the whole front wall that opens up. Obviously the gates are your minifigs doors, but if you want to see inside a good view, you just slide the whole door open. It is a bifold door, which is very neat, different, very different than I'm used to. And then on the back, and I know it's the back, not too many people think about the back. You usually stick it to the back of a wall, but you got your little battery pack back here. The wire's just kind of hanging out, which again, I'm not a super fan of. The wires, I just kind of wish, like, they're just kind of sticking out in random areas. There's some wires hanging out over here. It's not terrible. Again, this is a very minor critique when you really want to think about it, but it's something I got to point out, is the wires. And then this is not so much as appearance. It's more like a, I guess, what's the category? Shoot, my brain. Build experience. It's more of a build experience thing, but a lot of the wires, so the wires only go so far, and they've got little junctions that you got to connect up one wiring section to another wiring section, and then on the back side there's double-sided tape, and you stick that to the side. Well, the double-sided tape, and by the way, I watched Mark Builds Bricks review on this, and we talked about it. He had the same problem. Some of the double-sided tapes just don't stick that well, so then they end up falling off. You got this wire bundle just drooping there. So when I'm talking appearance, what looks great? It looks fantastic. Don't get me wrong. But when you want to talk about what's the perfect set versus what's not, it's a minor thing, right? Overall, it looks like a factory that's been converted into a dance club. You got the dance floor that lights up. You got all the little minifigs. You got a DJ booth. You got a bar down, a beverage station down here over on this side. You know, the DJ booth's upstairs. The drum set, the other DJ booth, or the band's DJ, if you will. This roof that's like a metal style roof, not tiles. You even got little plant boxes on the outside where they stationed the lighting for the outside of the club. Like, and the graffiti all over it looks fantastic, guys. I can't say enough about this build. I'm so stoked. It was way better than I expected, and I already knew that FunWhole made great sets because I've been watching Mark Builds Bricks for a while, but this blew me away, and I got it almost as soon as it came out, so I didn't have the chance to watch Mark's video already and then build my. I did it all from, you know, first experience, and so there was no like going in mindset. It was all fresh, and it was such a great build. Every time I added some new stuff. Well, this little stack does kind of knock off. I don't know what else to say about it. As far as appearance goes, it looks great. I really, really like it. So with that in mind, out of 10, right? So these each category is out of 10. My only knock is the wires. The little wires, and again, I realize that Lego doesn't have this problem because Lego doesn't do light kits. So it's kind of a unique thing, so I can't knock it too terribly much because it is a bonus that you don't get with Lego sets. But also, I just kind of wish there was a little bit better wire management. It's just my personal preference. And you know what? I was talking to the peeps over at Formania Bricks about this the other day, so I'll just put this out there. It's almost impossible for this not to be biased. Everybody has their own preferences when it comes to Lego and brick building and all that such. So with that being said, my biased opinion, it can't be a perfect 10 because of the wires. They just, I don't know. There's something in MC's head that says, why weren't these wires all hidden somehow? And again, all of them I understand can't be perfect, but some of them just are just kind of sloppily out there, in my opinion. So with that being said, I can't give it a perfect 10. I will give it a 9. So I think that's a really good number. All right. Moving on to minifigs. So I'm gonna pull them all out here so you guys can see them all up close. Again, I am not a huge minifigs guy. This does not make or break a set for MC. But we'll go over them. So you got, you know, when we talk about minifigs, we're talking about, do you have enough minifigs? Are they appropriate for this set? Do they look good? Are they, you know, are they, you know, do they match what you're building here, right? I would say for the dance club, right, you could probably go as many as you want because it's a club, but it's still a building set, so they're only going to do so many. Especially, I don't know FunWhole standards on how many minifigs they normally do. I think I got this hand in here. All right, well, let's just talk about it. I think overall, the printing looks really good. They have some really cool, like this one. Oh, let's see. Let's turn off my autofocus so we can get up close. You know, we got printing on the front. The legs don't, but this one does on the front. He's got a little chain. Got some cool clothes here. Interesting, different hairstyles going on. Some of them look older. Some of them look more modern. Some of these guys are wearing hats. I thought this guy's wearing some overalls, but he's also got glasses and a baseball cap on, like he's a cool dude. And then this dude's wearing like a full suit. This dude looks like he might be, you know, trying to be, I don't even know, maybe he's into Rasta or something. This guy looks like he just came from a construction site. I don't really know what to say. They're different, right? They're not your standard Lego minifigs, although they are even more, I mean, they're closer to the Lego Minifigs than the Red Rocket set that we did not too long ago. Those were more like G.I. Joes. The big thing that Mark Builds Bricks has pointed out many times, and I now fully understand, is the hands and the arms are so odd. So if you like put the arms up, as you can see, they like cross each other. Oops, back to my camera. So they'll be down, and then as they come up, the way they're designed, they basically get to the point where the hands are touching. It's super strange. Also, let's see, is this one? So this one is one of the ones you have to build. Some of them, so all of the arms and hands you had to build, which I thought was odd. I don't know if that counts towards your piece count. If it does, I think that's kind of a cheater way to get the job done. But then some of the legs, like, all right, these are buildable, 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 buildable. This is the only, well, maybe they were all, I don't know. Some of the legs I thought were not buildables. They were already in one piece, kind of like the traditional Lego. And then some of them weren't. Maybe one of them was just already pre-assembled and I got lucky. So with these, you actually have the middle section of the legs, and then each leg snaps in. Same thing with the arms. You have to snap the arms on individually and then snap these little tiny hands into the arms. That's super strange to me. And then again, the selection, I'm not going to say that there's a wrong amount of minifigs. I think the selection, the amount of minifigs is fine. You could throw one up on the DJ booth if you want. You could have one, you know, on the band stage. You could have one in the beverage center, and then you could have the rest on the dance floor. I mean, you can mix them up however you want. As you saw when I first started, I had all 6 just on the dance floor because there's 6 moving plates, and so I just threw them all on the dance floor because I wanted to share this with some of my friends and family. We'll get into it a little bit, but I had them all dancing to music, so I just put them all in there and bounced them around. But I don't love them, but I don't hate them. And again, minifigs aren't my super hill to die on. They're just minifigs. So I think the clothing, based on this theme, right? You got this street fusion theme, which is a lot of this. It's like the graffiti and hip hop and all that, which I think is awesome. Oops, gonna rotate my light up there a little bit. I just thought some of the clothing choices were odd. I guess you could have a construction worker come and hang out at the club, but again, seems like an odd choice to me. The hands are super odd. Hands and arms, in fact, they weren't very fun to put together. The hands were kind of difficult to get into the arms, and then the arms are kind of, because they're so skinny, a little bit difficult to get into the bodies. But again, I don't hate them and I don't love them. I'm just kind of in between somewhere. So here's where I'm gonna go with minifigs. And I know somebody might look at me and go, MC, you're dumb, they're just minifigs. Don't take it that serious, but just, oh, here's another thing about the FunWhole minifigs. You can't sit them down. There's no studs. I mean, I guess you can sit them down, but oh, look at that. Even just trying to sit him on the table, not sitting him on any studs, he won't sit. They've got stud holes for their feet, but no stud holes for their legs. So you can't really sit them down at all, which is, there's no chairs in this build, but if I wanted to sit them in a chair, you really can't. So with that being said, I have a hard time rating minifigs because I just not that big of a minifig guy, but I know they matter to people. MC's opinion, I'm gonna go a 6.5 because I just don't. Again, the choices of characters and then the oddity of how these things are constructed kind of throws me off. Don't love them, don't hate them. Just kind of indifferent about the minifigs. So I'm going with a 6.5. We'll set this little mountain again. Oh, I meant to cover this in the beginning, but this is kind of neat too. When you first get it, all your light kit stuff is in this box. It even came with a pair of tweezers. I'm assuming all the sets come with tweezers, so if you need tweezers, you know, there you go. Everything was all contained in this one little box for your lighting kit, plus your little service card. If you ever have issues, you can go right on there. I meant to bring that up at the beginning. My bad. Kind of a cool way of getting things done. Everything is nice and compact, and you're not going to lose stuff unless you're careless. Okay, moving on, peeps. Next category, build experience. Was it fun? Was it difficult? Were the directions too hard? Too easy? You know, you get it. You get what build experience is. So, I'll start off by saying, actually, let me slide this up back over here. I'll start off by saying the directions. Well, first of all, when I first bought it, I bought it almost immediately after it was first released. It came here, and then they've got the QR code on the front cover. There's 3 manuals, as I showed you. QR code on the front cover, so you can scan to get your PDF directions if you want to do digital, which I do. It didn't work. So then I went to the website. They have a whole tab on the website for digital instructions. I went down, I got to 9067, then there was 9069, no 9068. So I emailed them. They were on a holiday. I think they're based out of Canada. I might be wrong on that, but they were on some sort of holiday. So they were off for several days, and then they finally came back, and then it finally got uploaded to the website. So it took me about a week, maybe a week and a half, I can't remember, from the time that I purchased it to the time that I started building it to get the digital directions. But then, so one of the kind of cool parts is they do have a corrections page in here for things, and it really wasn't a corrections so much as in addition, like, hey, if this was kind of too difficult for you to connect up these lights, here's a fix that we included in here, which is cool. As far as the colors, same problem as Lego, in my opinion. Now, maybe other people don't agree. Maybe other people feel like these look close enough, but I mean, you can kind of tell looking at, just take this page, for example. That is the colors that you're getting, and this is the actual colors. That is supposed to be the same orange that this is. This is way lighter than this is, right? And I had that problem throughout. The colors don't always match. So what I ended up having to do, and it's the same on the PDF as it is on the book, what I ended up having to do was turn the lighting way up just to make it super obvious, and then I had to just plug in my iPad so my battery wouldn't die really quick. So that part was a bit, you know, it's like Lego. I deal with this with Lego too. Here's some other things, right? So, for example, this floor, right? The floor, the dance floor, you needed to get the little dance plates in a certain position, and they've got some arrows, but they don't really mean anything to me. I can't tell what the arrows are trying to tell me to do. So when I essentially got the floor assembled and then tried to use the little lever back and forth to make the pads go up and down, it wasn't working. It was grinding, it was binding up, and I ended up, I didn't tear the whole thing apart. I was just content to just not have a working floor at that point. Like, I'm not tearing this all back apart and trying to figure this out. So I just kept kind of pushing on the plates and messing with the lever, and then eventually the gears just kind of lined up, and it fixed itself, but that was a little bit frustrating. Here's another thing. Let me see if I can find an example. Let's see. I should have just had this marked ahead of time. So like some of these are great because they got little instructions in here. Turn the handle to test whether the floor can move up and down normally. I feel like that could have been done a few more times throughout the instructions to help just really clarify what some of this stuff meant. It was just a little bit confusing at times. I know this set was 16 plus, but even while I watched, like I said, I watched Mark Builds Bricks review today because I was curious to see if he had some of the same issues I had, and turns out I'm not the only one. And he's done, I think he said something like 40 FunWhole sets. So if a guy that's really experienced in this is having some of these issues, then I know it's not just me. All right, now I feel like a dum-dum because I know I saw this in here. Oh, you know what? It wasn't in the paper directions. So this is where I get confused because you would think the digital directions would be better than the paper directions because they can just update them immediately. Okay, so I just want to show you all this. This makes no sense to me. So you got your step, right? So like here's the step before. Here's all your pieces, and then you can see, oops, you can see the piece count, right? So 2 of those, 2 of those, 2 of those, and 1 of those, right? 2, 2, 2, 1. Then you get to the next step, and it's got this blacked out box, and it shows the pieces that you're using, but not the piece count. And I'm like, how do I know? I mean, I can look at the picture and try to interpret it, but what if I miss one, right? So that, I don't understand what this black box is about. So if you've built FunWhole sets before and you've seen this before, please sound off in the comments and tell me if you've seen this and why this happens. Is this just a matter of they haven't finished updating their directions? I don't know. Another thing that I found somewhat odd at times, it's not every step, but some steps, I'm trying to see if I can find an example real quick. Some steps, they will have a piece and it'll have the piece above the area where it's supposed to attach to, and it'll have an arrow, but it's a little skinny red arrow. All right, and then you move on to the next step, and on the next step they don't show the final product, right? So in the step itself they don't show what it looks like after that piece is attached, and then you move to the next step, you know. So if I was on step 8, you know, could have shown, hey, this is where the piece is going, here's where it is now that it's attached. Or at least on step 9 I can now see that that piece was attached in the right spot. They often didn't do that. So it left you guessing, did I put that piece in the right spot? And probably about 3 or 4 times during this build, which I know is not crazy, but at least 3 to 4 times, I had times where I put the piece in the wrong place and I didn't discover it until way down the line. And then sometimes it was easy to move and fix, and other times I had to tear a couple things apart just to get it back to where it's supposed to go. That part of the build experience was a tad bit frustrating for me. Additionally, so I know the wiring was a new thing for me with this build. I've never done the wiring, but we kind of talked about it on the videos. So they've got these little wire management pieces in there, and the wires are real skinny, but they're also kind of twisted real tight. And so trying to get those pieces to lay down in these little wire management tracks and then get the cap over top of them without it popping back out or without accidentally cutting that wire while you're snapping the piece on top to cover it was challenging. In fact, I got to the point where I was just kind of using tweezers to hold down the wire, quickly put in the next piece, which, by the way, you don't usually see that you're going to put in that cover piece until sometimes 2 steps down the road. They will do this just thing where they have you put the wire in, and then the next step they'll have you change the direction of the wire. It's just, again, I've never done the wiring kits before. This is the first time for me, so that part of it was not. I was expecting to have a harder time with the wiring, but and again, I'm not an expert on lights and wiring, so is there an easier way to accomplish this task? I don't know. But for me, it just was a bit of frustration at times. Overall, not the worst thing I've ever built, but just little things like that were a bit annoying, if I can use that word. Another thing that I thought was really odd about their style is, and I talked about this on the videos, but if you didn't watch them, they will sometimes they'll do what I really like, and I prefer doing it this way. And you'll have your main build sitting over here, you'll work on a section, pull your main build back over, attach that section, slide it back out of the way, work on another section, attach that section, which is great. And that part, I liked those sections a lot. What I didn't like, or I just didn't prefer, is like on the open floor, when you were working on the open floor area, they might be working on this corner in the same section, by the way. So 1, 2, 3 steps, you work over here, then work over here, then you work over here, and work over here. And it's just like, it just kind of just, it was like buckshot. It was all over the place, and I didn't know what was coming next, and it was just hard to wrap my head around what was happening. Now, it all worked out in the end, but like, why not work in a sequence? It just didn't feel like there was a sequence to the build. Am I missing? No, that is how that looks. Boy, that looks odd now that I'm looking at it. Still looks great, but I just realized that. Anyways, we're not talking appearance anymore. We already rated that. All right. The last big thing for me when it came to build experience was this roof. Initially, it seemed like it was very easy. And then when I got to the bracing part underneath, so they have a special piece. Well, it's not special to them, I don't think, but different from Lego. It's literally just a stud. It's a little round stud. It's open stud too. So it's got like a normal size stud on top and a normal size open hole on the bottom. So it literally takes up 1 stud of space, but it doesn't have a square. It's not a tube or anything like that. It's just enough to connect 2 pieces. Maybe I just got some weaker pieces or whatever, but they were not connecting up very well. And so the bracing for this roof kept popping out. Every time I tried to attach the bracing, it would pop out this side, then pop out that side, then pop out this side, and pop out. And it was just, yeah, it was a little bit annoying. I was like, I'm gonna get it. I know what I need to do. But it just wasn't lining up and sticking in there tight. Most of the pieces did join up very, very well. But in those cases, those little just singular studs just were not connecting up super solid. And so the roof was very challenging. Way more than I felt like it should have been anyway. Now, I did like this design. They've got this cool look on the side where it's the roof, but then you've got this little like, I don't know if this is like a little attic space is what this is supposed to simulate or whatever, but it looks really cool. It looks very, oh, I forgot the sign is attached. It looks very, very cool. It's a very different design, but the actual construction, the build process was just a tad bit difficult, more than I felt like it should be. So how am I going to grade the build experience? It is a tough call because overall, I had a great time with this build. In fact, again, if you go back and watch the other videos, there was times when I would get a section done and I would realize what it was, and I'd be like I would be so excited and so happy, and I really like, again, even this little function right here where this opens up in the back and the wall slides out with the mural. Oh man, I just was so excited by that. Made me so happy. So I'm very conflicted with this score. I don't want to knock it too hard, but I just have to be honest. I have to be honest. It was not my favorite in terms of build experience. It was not my favorite build ever. So the wires and the directions, the colors and the directions, and the unnecessary difficulties at times, all of that I have to take some points off for. So I gotta go a 6 on this. Again, don't love it, don't hate it, just kind of in between. Because I did really have a good time. I want to stress that. I don't want to discourage anybody from going out and picking up this set. I would absolutely build this set again. No questions asked. And now that I've done it, it probably wouldn't be as challenging. I'd already know what I'm getting into. But for what I built, when I built it, knowing what I knew at the time, I just have to be fair. So I'm going to give it a 6. All right. Playability and functions, we've kind of already discussed a bit, but we'll hit it again. So the light up. Oh my God. These lights. In fact, you know what? Here's what I'm going to do. I just want to really give you guys the real experience. Check this out. Okay. Oh no. I'm sorry, R2. All right. We're going full lights out. Okay. I'm going to turn the main camera. In fact, I'm going to shut this light off. We're going to kill these lights. Boom. I mean, peeps. Do you see this? Do you see this? Look at this. When that opens up, look at that floor. Look at the stage. Where's my lever? The floor moving up and down. Some of these lights I probably don't have angled exactly correctly because I didn't necessarily realize what they were pointing at the time. But look at lights. The front lights, like these lights look so cool. Turn to the side, there's lights on the side highlighting the different murals over here. It's way easier to see in person, but I just wanted you guys to see how bright this whole thing really is. I mean, it is fantastic. You can see in the background, the lights on the band stage are flashing. So freaking cool. Okay, now I'm gonna pause and I'm gonna show you the next. Actually, I'll just keep talking. I talked about the mural in the background that slides out. Now I'm gonna put this on silent because I don't want to get a copyright strike. In fact, I'm gonna have to probably edit one of my other videos because I didn't think about it when I first tested this out. But I do want to show you guys how neat this is. Let me pull up a video real quick. So again, it's on silent right now, but that mural in the background slides out. And then you can slide your phone into that slot. Put that back in there. Boom. And I don't know how well you can see it. Let me see if I can lift this up. This is very, oh gosh, I knew it. I knew I was gonna break something. This is very hefty, but you can see in the background, they have a big screen now because of the phone being in there. It is so cool. I love it. All right, I'm gonna pause real quick. Boom, we're back. All right, I just wanted to fix the lights before I came back, but man, that is just one of the coolest functions of any set I have ever seen. I was just blown. Look at boom, and this is not a small phone. This is a Galaxy S24 Plus. It is a big phone and it fits. I mean, obviously I can't put it in there with a case on it, but I'm not trying to leave my phone in there long term anyway. So, really awesome function in your boy MC's opinion. All right, again, we got a dancing floor here. You've got 6 minifigs that can come in and fill any number of roles, from DJ to drink tender to the band members to club members. I mean, if you wanted, you got the black rope out here, and you can throw one of these guys out here to be the bodyguard, you know, or the club bouncer or whatever you call them. I'm not a club guy. But I mean, it is so much going on with this set. I mean, over on the side, you got your little ladder over here with the paintbrush where somebody can come and pretend to paint the walls. Just so much. And then I think I showed you guys this already. This whole wall slides out, and you can come in here and do your thing over here, playing with your characters on the dance floor, right? Boom, got them up here, and you get them up here in the background. All right, well, I'm not very good at it because I'm trying to stay in camera, but anyways, you get the point. There's so much to do. You can come up with so many different scenarios. It's so fun. This is so fun. Is this light out? I didn't turn the lights off. Oh no, one of my lights is out. I gotta figure out where that connects up at. I must have a loose connection or something. As I said, some of these light connection points were not the best. So that was why I took it down on a little bit of that. But I gotta figure out where that is even connected up. Oh, I think this is it right here. Yeah, I'll have to look at that later, figure out what's causing the problem. But man, I love it. There's so much. Oops, when I tried to pick it up, I popped that rail out. I love it. Playability and functions. I mean, and again, you got a bifold wall here. So if you want to open it up and it locks into itself, open it up, party's on, okay, and then it closes back up, and bam, that locks into place right there. So you can see I'm not jamming it, but I'm touching it. It's not just popping back open, opening and closing doors, you know. What else? There's so much going on. There's so much going on. I love it. I love it. I love it. And I can't say enough. I feel like if you're a kid or an adult, you want to play with your set, you're going to have so much time. I mean, I took a video. Like I said, I threw my cell phone in there and I took a video and I sent it out to probably a dozen different friends, and they all were like, oh my God, I love it. And I'm like, I know, right? Like, this set is so phenomenal. Playability and functions, I can't knock this at all. I gotta give it a good score. I gotta say it's a 10. There's not too many sets that are coming in like this. The lights, the figure with this many figures, the open, all the open space, you can open it up. The floor is a Technic floor that works. The walls that open up. It's just so much happening. There's so much happening, peeps. You can see my level of excitement. I'm blasted. I'm blown away by how great this set is. Playability and functions, 10. Last category is value. Did it meet your expectations? Was this worth what you paid for it? Or did you feel like you got scammed and you need to turn around and sell it and recoup as much money as you can? So, this was, let me go look at the real price and then I will tell you what I paid for it, but we're gonna go off the real price, okay? So, the actual straight from the company price is $165. I didn't pay that. I paid, it was, I want to say it was 25% off. Yeah. So, I paid about $125, I think, after tax. All right. But even looking at it from $165, which, by the way, FunWhole is constantly running sales. So even though I say the MSRP is $165, it is often on sale. Like almost all their sets, they're constantly running sales. So $165 divided by 2,654 pieces. That is 6.2 cents a piece for MSRP. So if you paid full price, which again, I'll be surprised if you do, because it's almost always on sale. You're paying 6 cents a piece. I want you to think about that. 6 cents a piece, no stickers, fully lit up, so many fun, Technic functions, so much going on with this set, looks beautiful, fun build, so many functions for 6.2 cents a piece. That, in my book, is fantastic. Fantastic. The only knock I really have on it would be the build experience. And again, I want to reiterate, it was so much fun to build. I had a blast building this set. There's just things about it that FunWhole I feel could do a little better. But overall, what a great build. So, how am I going to score the value? It's so good. It's so good. I'm going to go high. This is going to be high. And 6 cents a piece, lots of printed pieces, 0 stickers, lights everywhere. This great dual function with the screen. 9.5. 9.5. I can't take too much off. That the build experience was not the greatest. The minifigs are not the greatest. Those again are sort of minor things to me, especially the minifigs. So 9.5. It's so good. So where does that add us up to? All right, peeps, out of a possible 50 points, scoring a 41, which I think is really good. Again, I can't say enough good stuff about this set. In fact, really my biggest frustration with the whole set is the wires. Like I just really wish the wires were done a little better, but I'm not gonna lose my head over it. It's not, I love this set. I really do. I really had a great time. I really love the final outcome. To me, that is really it, man. What did I get when I'm done? I got amazing looking set. It lights up. I can play with it. I can show it off to all my friends. I've already sent a video out to so many people because I really loved it. And I just wanna say, man, I really love this build, and I hope to do more FunWhole sets and have equally good time. All right, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna pause for a second. I'm gonna set up. I'm gonna go ahead and film the whole thing close up with the cell phone, and then we'll wrap this up, peeps. All right, here we go. Got it up on the pedestal. I'm just gonna show you guys the outside first. Oh, and again, look at all these lights. So these little street lights, artwork, more artwork, banner. Now, nice archway with those little flags on it. Club sign. Look at the printed tiles for that microphone. Part of the club sign. Get back out. And we're just gonna go ahead and spin it around. Get all your, like, I forget what these are called, but I'm gonna call them chemical vats. Maybe I'm not right, but here's a little lever for your dance floor. And you can see, these are what I was talking about, where the lights connect up. They're just kind of out there and obvious, and the double-sided tape doesn't work too great. But coming around, here's where your side opens up. You can slide out this, it's got the little grabber here. Of course, now it's gonna make a liar out of me. You can pull out this, and there's your mural, or you can replace it with your cell phone. It just slides in there. You can see it's just right on a little track, and boom, that closes up and locks into place. And not much going on back here except your battery box, which does have an on-off switch. And then here's your little wire management junction box, I guess is what you call this. Got all the little ports where they all connected up throughout the entire build. Coming back around some more. More of the smokestacks. More graffiti. So much artwork going on these windows. Again, this entire, let's see, let's move this ladder out of the way. Trash can's not connected to anything, which is odd. Here's your roofing. Again, this is a really cool feature. You got some, it's kind of hard to tell right here in this lighting, but there's some like little fans going on up in there. So it's like your vent or whatever for the building, your metal roof. This light is supposed to be lighting up, but it's not. I'm gonna have to pull it apart and figure it out. Again, more fans, piping going into the building. This whole wall slides out. See into the side of the club. Back up, your manhole cover, another printed piece. And around, more graffiti. Got your little paint bucket and your little paint roller there. People doing their work on the side here. Of course, I'm always bumping these signs. And we're back around to the front. I'll pause real quick. All right, and we're back around to the front. So I just want to show you guys, this is just clipped in there. Comes off very easily. So when you want to disconnect your roof, that's it. That's it. It's not even really attached. It's just kind of sitting in there. You can see down in there. I'm gonna open up the rest of it here in a second, but got your DJ booth, top view of the dance floor. All right, we'll slide the roof off to the side here. Front wall comes open, does the whole bifold, which you don't have to do, but kind of makes it easier for managing space a little bit. Got all your little figures that come over here on the side. You can work the mechanism and see the floor and the characters. It's not the smoothest, but it's, I mean, it's better than none. All right, and And you got some more artwork up on this top floor. Of course, my thing's not focusing. Coming down to the first floor, and lights everywhere, like little light strips. That's your beverage area. It says, what does it say? Bottomless drinks. Which is so cool. I love all this little piping. Again, this is supposed to be a factory. There's a little pipe sign here like it was if it was still a factory. Then moving to the back, got your little drum set, microphone, your other DJ booth for your actual band. Got some guitars sitting up there. I love these little designs. These look like hanging speakers like you would see in a club. Look great. Lighting rigs everywhere. Love the way the lights are going off. You even got this, you know what? I forget what this is called, but you would definitely see this outside of roofs of tall buildings to keep people from falling over. Smokestacks. All our little minifigs. Everything. There's our mural in the background, or your screen if you had your screen in there. That is it, my peeps. It looks amazing. Bam! Alright, peeps. What do you guys think? I'm just blown away by how fun this set was, how great it looks, all the functions, the portability. Again, that is so huge. When you get to the point where you're just collecting and collecting and collecting, and this is part of your life now, you gotta look for deals. And I'm always looking for deals. This, even without the 25% off, which is what I got it for, this was still a fantastic value to me. 41 on the spucklers. So again, thank you for Romania Bricks for coming up with that system. It's almost perfect. I mean, it may be perfect. I can't come up with a better system. So it makes it so easy to review sets and talk about them and how wonderful or not wonderful they are depending on the set. But I can't say enough good about this set. I'm blown away. I will say, I wish I could have played the video in here that I played when I sent it out to my friends. It made it so fun because it's such a club song, but I don't want to get a copyright strike. So like I said, I think I'm gonna have to edit severely one of my videos, because I just did it when I did part 8 or 9 or whatever the last video was, just to test it out. And then I thought about it afterwards. Oops, I shouldn't have played that song. So you guys will have already seen that if you watched it, but if not, yeah, I messed up a little bit. But if you want, just when you build this yourself for your collection, throw your phone in there and play Waka Flocka Flame, no hands. You can go to the edited version. It's okay. It's such a club song. And you put that on, and you turn all the lights off, and you turn all the light kit on, and get your little characters dancing in there. Oh my gosh, it is so good. It is so good, peeps. It is such a fun set. I'm so happy that I bought this. I was on the fence about these for a while, the FunWhole brand, and in alternate brands in general. I've been on the fence. I've now done a few of them, and I'm loving them. It's not going to be my primary thing. I'm still Lego therapy, but I like options. I like competition. Competition creates cash. Check it out. Are you guys picking this up? I think if you, first of all, if you have a Lego city, you have a city and you don't have a nightclub in your city? Here's the other reason I really love this set. When I first saw this set, it immediately made me think of the Joker. Who else would have a club in a warehouse? The Joker. I'm such a nerd, y'all. I'm always thinking about Batman, superheroes, whatever. This looks like something that the Joker and all his minions, all his Jokers would have come in here and spray painted, or even the Penguin. Penguin has the Iceberg Lounge, but his is a little more upscale. This is a little more Joker to me. The Joker would come in, spray paint things, wreck it, make it his own crazy place. Now, is he into nightclubs? Not necessarily, but the overall aesthetic was screaming Joker to me. So maybe if the Joker and the Penguin teamed up, which they have in the comics, this would be their nightclub. And it just screamed fun to me. Just looking at the colors and the design. I didn't even know about all the features when I first bought it. I discovered that through the build process. And I love it. I love it. So, highly recommend this set. I get it. Some people are all Lego and that's it. They're not building alternate brands. I was right there with you for a while, and now I'm testing other waters. Again, I'm not going to be, because here's the reality, and I don't know how. I think I googled it. I think FunWhole as a company has been around since 2014, but they don't. I think they've only actually been producing sets since like 2018, 2017, something like that. It was hard. There's no Wikipedia for it. But so with that being said, their line, their number of themes and everything is obviously not as extensive as Lego. Lego has a massive catalog going back so many decades, right? They've only been around for at best 10 years. And their themes, their main themes are street fusion, cyberpunk, steampunk, and Old West. Those are like the big themes. Now they have other themes, but those are like their main 4 themes that they really run with. And it's mostly buildings. There are some other things, but you're not getting Star Wars helmets. You're not getting, R2-D2. You're not getting Bowser. You're not getting, Elphaba and Glinda. You're not getting the Wizard of Oz. You're not getting all these crazy IPs. I don't know what is going on. I like it. They just don't have them. Are they going to one day? Maybe. Are they looking to expand? Maybe. I don't know. But as of right now, they're mostly buildings. And I like buildings, obviously, but I like so many things, just like my life. I have so many fandoms, so many nerddoms. Same thing with my Lego, my bricks, whatever you want to call them. I'm so eclectic. I like so many different themes. So I will not just be building a bunch of this brand, but I'm not going to say no. I'm going to try them again. I'm sure I will find another set that I want to build, and I will build it. In fact, I bought the record store from this same theme for my daughter, and she hasn't built it yet. So if she doesn't build it, peeps, that's all I got for you. This review has gone off the rails, but I love it so much, and I just couldn't wait to talk about it and share how much fun this was with all of you guys. And I hope you guys consider checking it out. Even if you don't get the club, go check out some of their other lines. Like I said, steampunk, cyberpunk. The cyberpunks look crazy awesome. I would love to build one of those. The steampunks too. I'm a huge steampunk fan. Man, there's so many cool things that they have. So go check them out. They're still FunWhole right now. FUNWHOLE, funwhole.com. But eventually they're going to become Lumi Bricks or Luma Bricks. It's spelled the way it sounds, but I don't know when that takes place. And I think even after they change their brand, they're going to keep the name FunWhole around just for a transitional period. That's my understanding. But definitely recommend this company. Definitely recommend this set. Man, what a build. I can't say enough good about it. So go check it out. And if you guys enjoyed this, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends and family, subscribe if you haven't already. Let me know in the comments, man, what do you guys think? I know this is a long review, but there was so much to this set. There's so much to it. I couldn't not include everything. So I hope I didn't go on too long, and I hope I didn't lose you guys, but I just really wanted to share all of this wonderful goodness. So, peeps, I'll see you guys on the next one. Until then, holla!